When I get out of the shower, my so that I couldn't even film talking about my POTS symptoms without having a flare up of them. So yeah, what happens when I get out of the shower? My heart rate is so high. It's like I literally just like sprinted. Like it is so elevated. It's still kind of high right now, but what I do typically when I come out of the shower, after I dry myself off, I put my towel over my face to close my eyes and block out the light and stimuli so that I can start to feel less dizzy and nauseous from, um, you know, POTS stuff. And yeah, I feel like I just did a very difficult physical activity. But for me, that is just showering. I can't have very hot showers either because that will also flare up my symptoms even more. So I kind of have like warm slash lukewarm showers. And yeah, right after filming that, when I felt really bad, I just had to lay down and take some deep breaths before I could come back and finish getting ready. That happens pretty often, especially if I have a bath. I love having baths, but just can't do it. I can't do it very often. Going from like sitting in the water to standing is especially difficult. And after I have a bath, I have to recover for like half an hour. I have to just like lay down, usually like with a fan blowing on me because like I don't make the water that warm, but I just get so overheated and my body doesn't regulate my temperature back to a normal temperature. So I'm like freaking out from how hot I am, even though the bath wasn't even that hot. So usually I have to like go outside. Luckily I have a balcony. Go on my balcony and cool down. And yeah, it takes a while to recover. It's probably gonna take me another 10 minutes to feel like my heart isn't racing and I'm out of breath and I'm just exhausted from that. Probably gonna have an electrolyte and then try to make something to eat, but that's also very difficult. But the next step is getting dressed. So I usually get dressed sitting down right here. I'm wearing a very loose, breathable, like shirt that I've also cropped because, again, with temperature stuff, it just, I feel weird. I feel crazy body temperature fluctuations all the time. Like, I feel like I'm sweating right now, but I'm also like shivering a bit from being cold, from coming out of the shower, and it's just a really weird feeling. So I'll probably just sit here for a while and just try to feel like not so bad. It's hard to figure out what to do next when I want to get on with my day and do art and stuff, but I need to make food or something to eat, and because of how I'm feeling right now, that probably won't happen. So I usually, when I'm feeling this way, I have a meal replacement drink, which I'm trying to have less of, but it's just like if the option is between not eating and eating a meal replacement drink, the meal replacement drink is obviously the better option than not eating, but I know they're not especially great for you. And they also give me stomach issues. if I have to, if I have like more than one in a day or have them more than one day in a row, my stomach is so upset with me. So I do eat like normal food like at least once a day, but that's usually made for me by somebody else or like already made from the store because I typically don't have the ability or energy to cook for myself. I can only do it like once a week maybe. It's really hard. It's really, really hard to cook with my joint pain and POTS. But the main thing I find is I get my wrists and elbows swell up because I have bursitis that cause they swell up from like most movement or pressure. So things like cutting stuff with a knife is really painful, and just a lot of the things in the kitchen you got to do with your hands and your arms. And if I do cook a meal, my arms are typically pretty dead after, so I can't do like things I would enjoy, like drawing or playing video games or something. You know, I just have to have my arms be useless for the rest of the night and struggle. So that's why I can't really make dinner. All right. Uh, I changed my shorts because the other ones were actually getting a little small on my butt. And that is a-okay because now I gotta get clothes that fit me better. But I'm having a meal replacement drink, and this is some iced tea. Put in a fancy cup so it's fun or something. But I typically feel so nauseous for the first few hours I'm awake. I don't know if that's a POTS thing or what. I've kind of been dealing with it my whole life. I have to open the door because I'm overheating. Ugh. All right, hell yeah. Next up, I will be using my next medicine of the day. Well, I have an electrolyte drink I could take. I usually only take that like later in the day if I'm really feeling like I can't handle my POT symptoms, like yeah, if I'm feeling really fatigued or brain foggy or tired, that's also fatigued. But this electrolyte, it's called Hydrolyte, and it's the only electrolyte that's specifically made for people with POTS, and it costs like $50 for a pack of 30 of them, so it's like $1 something per drink, which isn't so bad, but on top of like other like medical expenses that add up really fast, it's not cheap, but the electrolyte really helps me function. So I will probably take that later today, but I typically don't feel so fatigued or bad at first. But if I'm trying to do things throughout the day, then I will. And the other thing with the electrolyte is, unfortunately, it tastes pretty bad. It's like really salty, like grape flavored coconut water is the best way I can describe it. And yeah, it's so unpleasant. It's really unpleasant. But but it helps. It helps a lot. Now I'm laying down because my back hurts and my head hurts and I feel weird and dizzy and nauseous and overheated. I'm so overheated, besides me not even having a hot shower at all. I'm like, I'm exhausted. It's hard. Like, this is what I do a lot of the time after I go out. I do something fun, I have to lay down. And this is what I do most of the day. And I just like watch shows and play video games because it's a distraction from how horrible I feel. And I'll take care of my garden if I can, and do some art also if I'm able to. And I feel like after I finish my drink and have an electrolyte, I'll probably feel like I can do some art. And then I'll have to put my energy towards also making some food later, which is also hard. But for now, I'll just lay here. My heart rate is finally normal again for the first time since I got out of the shower. It's been like 20 minutes in real time since I've come out of the shower, and my heart rate is returned to normal. So that's fun. And I get a lot of questions from my family, like, what do I do all day because I'm on disability now? And like, honestly, the reality is I'm just disabled. I'm just being disabled most of the day by my disability, because like that's what they do. And you know, try to be optimistic and enjoy life where I can. I have a wheelchair now, which has helped me a lot. But the biggest issue with the wheelchair is, I mean, it would be fine actually if it wasn't for the curb cuts and the sidewalks everywhere being so bumpy. Like, every curb cut is like half an inch of like a bump you have to go over. And if you're going over like 20 of those, it starts to fucking hurt your back. And I have a partially slipped disc and a bend in my spine and some muscular shit going on. And like, I couldn't go out at all if I didn't have the wheelchair. But even with the wheelchair, it can be really painful. And I'm also kind of recovering from the past few days of going out in my wheelchair, and my back really hurting from that. Like, the day before yesterday I was just in excruciating amount of back pain. Today is pretty bad too. So yeah, that means I can't be upright very much. I'll still try because I want to do stuff, but it will hurt. And whatever I do will have a cost of pain to my body. But I got the shower out of the way, and I don't even shower every day because it's so hard. I only shower every other day. But I just feel so gross if I don't shower because I'm so sweaty and crusty, and I don't know. So when you feel so bad on the inside, it doesn't feel like my body on the outside is very great. Like, I don't know. I would shower every day if I could, but I just can't, and it's all right. But thank you for joining me for this really exciting morning routine with Pots. And I was going to make this video into like a day in my life with Pots, but my days are just really just a lot of this, and like, I have kind of already said everything that I have to do that's a struggle for me. But yeah, today especially, I'm just gonna be laying down and riding it out.